NASCAR fan 77 Eric Jones fan here, and I am bringing back the Piston Cup as well as the World Grand Prix after 3 years and I think 3.5. Well, at least for the World Grand Prix, but for the Piston Cup, 3 years. Definitely 3 years. Summer or during the springtime of 2014 was the last time. As for the World Grand Prix, ever since I first started YouTube in late 2013, in December or November. So I'm bringing back the Piston Cup Racing Series and the World Grand Prix. The World Grand Prix, I'm guessing, since I don't have the money for buying World Grand Prix diecast right now, I don't have the money for it, but I will make an entry list hopefully soon for this racing series. The Piston Cup Racing Series, I'm going to do an entry list for that in a bit, but first, here are the things you need, and I repeat, these are the things you need to know since I'm bringing back the Piston Cup and the World Grand Prix. Here are the things you need to know. This is about to be focused on more on the Piston Cup side more than the World Grand Prix side, so let's get started. The tracks that are a lot similar to the NASCAR and ARCA racetracks, I'm going to use my cardboard racetracks and obviously the Jenga block racetracks for these Piston Cup races. This is Tailgater Speedway, which would look somewhat like the Nashville Fairgrounds. Here's Copper Canyon, aka Sun Valley, which looks somewhat like Phoenix International Raceway. The Motor Speedway of the South, which looks a lot like Bristol Motor Speedway, which would be races for the Piston Cup usually held at night. Palm Mall Speedway, which looks somewhat like New Hampshire, the old surface of Homestead type of racetrack. So Homestead will be Palm Mall, basically. Rust Belt Speedway would look, I hadn't seen the track yet. Well, I have seen it in the movie, but I can take a guess what it's like. I'm guessing this is just me, so please don't disrespect it. Please don't. So it will look somewhat, kinda like Darlington. So Darlington Raceway would be Rust Belt. Smasherville Speedway would be held at Martinsville Speedway. So Martinsville is Smasherville Speedway. And another reason why is because since Martinsville has a light installation now, that racetrack would be Smasherville, and that track will be also hosting races usually in the nighttime. Heartland Motor Speedway would be, I'm guessing, somewhat like Charlotte, I guess. So Charlotte would be Heartland. Here's what Georgia Motor Speedway would look like in the daytime. I mostly remember Lightning McQueen. I think this may contain a spoiler warning if you hadn't seen the film yet, but I remember Lightning McQueen winning at this racetrack in the nighttime in the beginning of the film, racing with his friends, Bobby and Kyle. Ugh. So, my Atlanta Motor Speedway racetrack that I made with cardboard would be Georgia. And when you look at this racetrack in the daytime, to me it looks like Kansas Speedway. So, Grando Oil Coal Raceway would be Kansas Speedway in the Piston Cup, in my Piston Cup universe. B&L Raceway would be I'm going to say Talladega Super Speedway, since that would be BNL Raceway, Talladega Super Speedway. And yes, guys, yes, the Piston Cup racers will race, and I repeat, they will race. I don't know when, but it is some that will come up. But in any case, they will race for the win at Radiator Springs. Yes, Radiator Springs Speedway. This is the map of the racetrack. Of course, and obviously Los Angeles International Speedway, which is a track, to me it looks somewhat like Auto Club Speedway. So Los Angeles is kind of like Auto Club. Hadn't built Auto Club Speedway in my cardboard racetrack, so I'm going to use Jenga blocks to create Auto Club or Los Angeles. The impressive Florida International Speedway. Obviously, Daytona is Florida International Speedway, where it will host, of course, the Florida 500. It will be the race will start in the evening and will finish up when the moon is rising up into the skies. I will also be hosting the Piston Cup Clash there, and I'll explain more about it when that video arrives. And last but most certainly not least, even though Thomasville is now abandoned in my Piston Cup Racing universe, the Piston Cup racers will test their skills on dirt at Thomasville Speedway. So, in other words, it's going to have a reopening to the Piston Cup stars after all these decades and years. Right. Now that we got all the Piston Cup tracks out of the way, let's take a look at the Piston Cup racers for the championship. Some coming back after all these years, some new. Most of them veterans by now. And for some of you that don't know, I use paper cutouts as of right now for those die casts that I don't have just yet. So I use them for my ARCA and NASCAR races. I'm not sure I'll be using them in the Indy 500 in the next Indy 500 or many of those to come. But yes, those paper cutouts will also be used in the Piston Cup, in my Piston Cup Racing universe. So I guess you have no other choice but to deal with it for some of you guys that are already enjoying this idea and the future for my Piston Cup Racing universe. But for some of you guys that don't like this idea, then don't watch whatsoever before you even think about bugging me in the comments. Alright, so here they are. We got a lot of these chasing for the Piston Cup Championship, and they're like in the Piston Cup universe, in the movies, Cars 1 and 3, there will be no chase for the championship. There will be no playoffs in the Piston Cup. Just putting that out there. So anyway, let's get right with the drivers. Strip Weathers in the 43, 7-time Piston Cup champion. Chick Hicks in the 86, Piston Cup champion from 2005. Here's a fun fact. Cars 1 was supposed to be released in late 2005, but because of Disney and Pixar already releasing DVDs and Blu-ray disc from previous films they've worked on, the film was delayed and was released on June 9th of 2006. And plus, whatever happened in Cars 1 took place in the year 2005. Just putting that out there. So, Chick Hicks, your 2005 Piston Cup champion. Obviously Lightning McQueen, who won over 5 championships. Cruz Ramirez, who is a rookie. The same goes with Jackson Storm, who is also a rookie. Hopefully, both Chick and Jackson will play nice out there. Rick Yardley in the 24, Bobby Swift the 19, Kyle Weathers the 42, Chase Racelet in the 24, Daryl Karcher out of the booth and get ready to race the big guns out on track for the first time in many years in the 17. No sponsor for Daryl Karcher though. Danny Suarez in the 19. Claude Shrugs, I think that's how you pronounce the name of this 52 weekless racer. I don't have Todd Marcus, but this will do for now. So Todd Marcus, Dale Earnhardt Jr. We also got, who drives the 28? Who races for Nitro 8? Ken Axler. Again, I apologize if I said his name incorrectly, as he races for the Nitro 8 racing team. Kevin Shifteright in the 121. We're driving for Clutch Aid. James Cleanair, the 61. Ralph Carlo in the 117. Billy Oil Changer in the 58. I lost the diecast, unfortunately. I'm still in the hunt and search for Billy. I don't know where he went. He was in the box the last time I checked, but for some reason, okay, I might be crazy, but things just can't vanish into thin air. So until I find the actual diecast of Billy, this cutout of him will have to do for now. Slider Petrosky in the 74. Bush Carver in the 56. Kevin Racing Tire in the 35. And never mind the headsets on the 51. Fabulous Hudson Hornet, as he returned for Piston Cup Racing after all these years. And Kevin Harvick in the 29. Kevin Harvick has a lot of racing history in the Piston Cup. The things I do know about him, as he won at the Motor Speedway of the South in 2001. And I think replaced Dale Jr. Well, was a replacement driver for him, substituting for him at Los Angeles in the final race of the Piston Cup season. So yeah, there's your entry list for the Piston Cup. For those of you that enjoyed and like this idea, if you want to sign up for those drivers, you can. That is allowed. That's fine by me. Fine by me if you want to sign up. But again, it was just an entry list. But if you want to sign up for a Piston Cup racer for the championship, you can. That is allowed. There would be 9 races in the Piston Cup season. I repeat, there will be 9 races in the Piston Cup Racing Series. I think that's about it for the Piston Cup. The World Grand Prix information I'll post out at a later day. So until next time, this is yours truly signing off.